Ayo, welcome to part 2 of my Everyman Hybrid rambling. Alright, let's just jump into it. Alright, so where we left off, Rake. The Rake got introduced. We left off with, cops check nobody. Technically we left off with the latest video on Alex's channel, Jeff's brother. Does anyone else's dog do this, where his dog is scratching at the closet? That's it. There's your recap. If you want to know anything that happened before that, watch part 1. Alright, let's just jump into it. Alright, so what was going on Twitter and on Steph's blog was, after that point, was Jeff started accusing Damsel, aka Steph, of being the reason why Jesselyn disappeared. Because, Jeff's still looking for Jesselyn. He's like accusing this girl of the reason why Jesselyn disappeared, even though she wants Jesselyn back just as much as Jeff does. It's a little slimy boy moment, right? And even though Steph was kind of in support of the Everyman Hybrid boys before, even though she was kind of in support, but she was also like, they don't know what kind of shit that they're playing with, right? And that's how she felt towards the start. And she kind of seemed a bit neutral when Jesselyn disappeared. And now, after they had an argument on Twitter, doesn't really seem chill with them anymore. But Evan uploads a video to the channel titled Injustice, where he talks about Jeff is accusing Evan tells the viewers that he thinks Jeff is accusing an innocent girl who is just trying to live and make her way in this fucked up world. And yeah. And you know what, Evan? I can agree. It's a little bit of an interesting video, but yeah. While that video goes up, Alex puts up a video called Good Things to Come, where he says that he's going to set up a camera in his room to catch some of the weird shit that his dog's been doing at night. I pretty much just quoted Alex exactly, right? So yeah, we have two separate but same stories going on at the same time. We have Jeff accusing Stephanie of making Jesselyn disappear, and we have Alex, who has noticed his dog acting weird at night, and he now wants to see what's up. While all that's going on Twitter, they host a little Everyman Hybrid promotion contest. This dude named Magnus, he wins it. He puts up posters around his town advertising Everyman Hybrid, and he wins this little contest. So he gets a congratulations video from the Everyman Hybrid boys. In this little congratulations video, there's a few notable things. One, they make a Marble Hornets reference. Two, they just give a general congratulations, and they say that they're sending him a prize, but it'll take a bit, right? And three, something's weird in the video. Something's weird. And what that weird footage at the end of this congratulations video is so it's Jeff and Vinny. It starts with that cool footage of Slenderman walking under that light that I was talking about a little bit in one of the parts about the Morse code videos in the first part. And then cuts to footage of Jeff and Vinny, and they're walking in some, there's cicada, the sound of cicadas is around, so it's some kind of wooded, grassy field, forest type area, but you can't really see, it's nighttime. I'm getting the hiccups over here. And Jeff's talking about me and her used to go here while she was still alive, and Vinny's like, Jeff, shut up. Shut the fuck up. She's still alive. Right? And then Jeff sees something in the distance. He sees something and he's like, Jessa. And he starts running at it, right? He thinks it's Jessa. Gets a little bit closer to it. It's actually the big Slendy Man. That's that whole weird clip at the end of the congratulations video. Jeff on Twitter gets initially angry. It's like, what the fuck, Magnus? Is it Magus? Magus. What the fuck, Magus? And then he's like, I'm sorry, Magus. I know you didn't put that there. You can understand the anger, right? Yeah. I think anyone could, Jeff. Your girlfriend's gone. It's pretty fucked up. But yeah. That's that congratulations video. Little interesting moment. Little interesting moment. Right after that, we go into the video. Ashen Waste. Ashen Waste starts with Vinny reading the letter that they got off of the girl's hand in Cops Check No Body. And the note... Give me 1 second. I need to rewatch that part. I'm not even kidding. I need to rewatch that part so that I know what to say. But before he reads the note, he says that they tried to submit the note to the cops, and the cops pretty much told them, if you cry wolf one more time, you're gonna spend a night in jail. So, cops aren't really helpful anymore. The monsters are making sure, these spooky, scary monsters are making sure that, you know, their tracks are covered or whatever, and I don't know. Body disappeared, right? Cops checked no body. That's pretty explanatory with the title of the video itself. But yes. Alright. So the note is from a girl named Lenny. She is writing the note to a doctor. Who have we heard that is a doctor before? Dr. Corenthal, right? So we can probably presume that it's Dr. Corenthal. The note pretty much says, I'm heading east, trying to find this group, most likely the Everyman Hybrid boys. This seems promising, blah, blah, blah. It's summarizing the note, right? She's writing a note back to the doctor, or someone associated with the doctor, right? Something like that. And on the note, there's some coordinates also. So they have, you know, some more information. From what we know last time, Jeff's still trying to find Jesselyn. And Vinny and Evan, at this point, are just there to help him. You know what I mean? But they also said about the coordinates that they're not going to go and check it out for a while. So if someone wants to go out there and do it, right, someone can go out there and do it. Which does have significance because someone did go out there and do it, and they found this box. And this box has important stuff in it, but I'm gonna go over this video first before I go over the box. I'm not sure if I said this, but this video is called Ashen Waste. I may have just said, and we'll be moving on to the next video, but I can't exactly remember that. So I'm going to preface this again. This video is called Ashen Waste. So the next part goes into the Ashen Waste part, right? Some people helped them track down a article that talked about a fire that happened in a town, and they described it as a land of ashen waste. That's what the postcard that Jeff had written on it. So they're going to go investigate this place, and they do. And you get to see that in the rest of this video. And so the boys go to yet another abandoned looking place, right? Very smart idea, boys. And it does look pretty burnt, all fucked up and shit. So yeah, end of ashen waste, maybe, I don't know, potentially. They go there in search of anything, right? Anything that seems connected to their situation in any way. They go into this shitty, fucked up, abandoned ass, like, factory looking building. They don't stay in there for long. And when they're leaving, Evan stops in the doorway, he looks over, he just says, "I'm gonna fucking kill you," and he rushes out. A little bit earlier, He had found like a baseball bat just laying outside, so he rushes at it with the bat, and it's the big Slendy guy. It's the big Slendy guy, and it fucks Evan up too. Got him bleeding on the face and shit. Got him bleeding from the nose and I think mouth. Like, Evan shouldn't have rushed at it, right? It's only there for like less. I don't know, like less than 5, 6, 7 seconds, somewhere around that. Less than 10 seconds, I'll say. And it fucks Evan up. So, they rush over to Evan. They're like, dude, Evan falls to the ground after it leaves, and when he gets back up, he starts swinging the bat again. I love that moment. Bro's a fighter. I love you, Evan. And, but, they get him up. They're carrying him to the car. He's coughing up blood and shit. He's not doing good. Evan's all fucked up in this moment. Ugh. When they get Evan into the car, one of the best lines in the whole series gets said by Evan, and he's coughing up blood. He's holding his head. He looks fucked up. And then you just hear him say, "Hey guys, I think I'm gonna be okay." Alright, then the next scene cuts to them driving down the road at night, and they see the Slendy guy in the middle of the road, and full speed ahead, they rush at him with the car. They try to run his ass over. And then it just cuts to them in, I think, Evan's basement. Yeah, it just cuts to them in Evan's basement. And they're all fine, completely fine. Evan's doesn't even have blood on him anymore. Vinny and Jeff, both fine also. It's fucking wild. Honestly, Ashen Waste, definitely one of the best videos in the series. It's really good. It has such good moments. Trying to run over Slendy guy, and fucking, they're like, "Oh, you see that? Oh, fuck." Right. They're all, Jeff and Vinny freak out a little bit, but then Jeff starts gunning it, right? Vinny's like, "Gun it." They're going full speed ahead at the Slendy guy. Evan in the back of the car, he's all fucked up still, laughing. He just starts, ha 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 ha. It's so good. It's so fucking good. The full speed ahead into Slendy guy, and then they just wake up in the basement. And then I think Jeff made a tweet, right after this video came out, that was like, "We went to the hospital to see if we were all okay. We were all fine, not a scratch on us at all." And then I think he tweets again, like, I heard the car hit him. I felt bones break, right? Like he felt most likely his death in that car crash, and they were fine. They woke up fine in the basement. There is some weird shit going on. Alright, I need to make a correction. Box 3 is not, box 3 was not the chest. The chest is later on. The chest gets, that's a dead drop for later on. Fucking, in this dead drop, it was a tree marked with purple tape, and then inside the tree they found, it was like this old, like, kind of hollowed out looking tree. They found a thingy. It's like a box with shit in it. I'll describe what's in the box in a minute. I need to watch this video real fast to see what even was in the box. There's a fucking moth flying around my room. Hell no. Alright. So box 3 was a hollowed out book with a coded message on the outside of it. And on the inside, there was an Everyman Hybrid business card that said, "Feed the Habit" on it. And then there's a few different pictures from one being of Jeff and Jesselyn in the Day in a Life video. The other is a picture of Vinny and Evan, and their eyes are crossed out, and it says the words on it, right? Yeah, it says the words on it a bunch of times, right? Their eyes are crossed out. Can you see the words blog? They can't see the words, right? Because their eyes are crossed out. They're blinded to these words, whatever that means. But yes. Last picture is a picture with a hole burned into it. And I think it's of Vinny with his face all scribbled out, right? And then the other thing that they find is a document to Dr. Corenthal. I think it's a Corenthal document at least. And they put it up on their Forum Spring account, so everyone can read it. And that is the person who found this box is Flying Warhorse. It seems like two different people found it together. They went out, found it together. Some fun stuff. Maine.
We'll take pictures.
To give a general, not really a general overview, but from some few points that they find in the video, has the name Evan on it. It has a line that says something about his name, refusing to answer to the name Evan and only answering to the name Habit, right? Yeah. There's some shit going on in box 3. So the next video, Alex uploads a little video on his channel. Little video on his channel. And he found a bunch of shredded paper in his room. So he leads it into the closet, and he finds a business card with some coordinates on the back of it. But something really interesting, at the end of the video, there's a tweet that went up on the Everyman Hybrid Twitter that went unnoticed by the crew. And you can only see this tweet with a flash. It was like a flash of a tweet at the very end of the video. But I paused it. I paused it right on it. So I'm going to read this tweet to you now. The Everyman Hybrid tweeted out on the 10th of October, 2010, "You couldn't save her. Do they think they are any different? You are all in the same sinking vessel." Now, and then at the bottom of the screen it says, "Another tweet that was soon deleted, again unnoticed by the crew." Okay. And it's all uppercase too. It's not marked with a V, E, or J, which is something that the crew had been doing on their Twitter for a while to mark who would tweet out something, right? A lot of the tweets came from Jeff. Jeff mainly ran the Twitter. Sometimes Vinny would tweet. I think occasionally Evan would tweet, but it was mostly Jeff. This tweet doesn't have any markings like that. It's all uppercase. And yeah. Now, does this sound familiar? The last time we saw anything uppercase in this little Slenderverse series, rambling, was in Emma Anderson. In the last 3 videos, Brotherly Love, Hello, and Goodbye. When Habit had taken over the channel and uploaded a bit of footage of his own onto it. So, yeah. I do believe this tweet is from Habit himself. Freaky little man. Right after that video, there's an upload from a person named Ren. Video is called Opening Bag EMH. Now, this is where we heavily get into the ARG aspect of Everyman Hybrid, which is one of the most interesting things. ARG stands for Alternate Reality Game, and this is where we get into the sending fans items, little bags, having fans go out to places with coordinates to find little items and shit like that. And soon it will culminate into more, into way more. But what they found in this bag is very interesting. They find in this bag is a blue Powerade. Hell yeah. A little file covered in blood with purple tape on it. And the two things in this little like folder, this little file folder, is a note from Lenny to a man named William, and a little another Corinthal document. I'm gonna preface this now. If you wanna go more in depth on that kind of stuff, I will recommend watching the Night Mind Explained series for Everyman Hybrid, so you can know all of these like really cool ARG elements and stuff. I'm kind of just giving a basic recap, so on a lot of things, so then I could just kind of like I want to breeze. I want to breeze through a lot of this stuff because I want to just like I'm going over all of it in general just because I love it and I think people should know about Everyman Hybrid. But there's things that I want to go over more and in more detail that happen a bit later on. That leads us into the next video, Centralia. To give a little bit of context about what Centralia, Pennsylvania is, it is a town that is abandoned because there's a coal mine there and a horrible fucking fire started under there, and it pretty much left the whole town. Everyone had to abandon the town in like 1962 or some shit like that, right? It's a straight up ghost town. There's nothing there. But one of the Corinthal documents leads them to Centralia, so that's why they are there. Jeff is still in search of Jessalyn. The description reads, "I guess this is the land of ash and waste. Hooray, hybrids, we solved the damned postcard puzzle." And then right under it, it says, "She's gone. I've failed her." Jeff left that little message in the description. In the video, they walk down a road with a bunch of stuff written on it, right? And then it cuts to them being further in the town, and Jeff and Vinny are talking. Jeff's like, "I think this is where that thing was sending us," right? And then Jeff just starts running, and it cuts to footage of Jeff running in the a day in a life video. And when he is running, Vinny's like, "Oh, here we go again." And Evan's like, "Hey man, what are you doing? Hey, slow down," right? When they catch up to Jeff, they're joking around a little bit, like, "Hey man, you need to come back on the cardio. You're leaving us in the dust, man." And Jeff is sitting on top of I think a pile of rocks. Correction, he's sitting on a log. Lol. When they catch up to Jeff, right, he has a locket, or he has a little necklace that he was going to give to Jessalyn. Starts talking about, "Oh, another fucking puzzle. Great, man." And it keeps cutting to different footage of Jeff and Jessalyn, like, standing together, being together, right? But in some of the footage, they're not wearing the same clothes that they were wearing in A Day in a Life, which is also a common thing that keeps happening in the series, where one scene they'll be wearing one set of clothes, and then they'll like walk through a doorway and they'll be wearing a different set of clothes, or it'll just show footage of a video that we already know, but the characters are in different clothes. There's things going on here, hybrids. And then it cuts back to the footage that we're currently watching. And it's, Jeff's like, "We're finding that girl, and we're stopping this." They're talking about Steph from Can You See the Words? Damsel. And, yeah. They're talking about, Jeff's talking about, "We need to find that girl, we're stopping this." Finney's like, "She's insane." Jeff's like, "How how much more is she insane than us right now? And then it cuts to footage of Jeff during the events of A Day in a Life, but he's cutting open a bag with blood in it. Right? Just like how that same that hiking trail video that they were gonna film back in the video Joke's Over. Just like that same scene in the video Joke's Over. And then it cuts back to the footage that we're watching right now, and Evan's like, look, you listen right now, we're gonna kill it. We're gonna kill it if we have to. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but we have to. And then it cuts to footage of Evan sitting on the floor with a flashlight hanging over him. And then the video ends with footage of Evan and Vinny walking to the tree in A Day in a Life. But I'm pretty sure they're wearing different clothes than they were before. Seems like there's a lot of footage, there's a lot of little bits of footage in this video that they haven't showed us yet. Maybe footage that we're not supposed to see. Who knows? Now the next two videos after this is a video of Alex walking out of his room with like cuts and stuff all over his hand. And then right after that he uploads a video called I'm Okay, and he just explains that he needed to upload that footage because if his parents or his brother saw it, they would think he's crazy or suicidal or something, right? But he just needed to show proof that there is something in his closet that is coming out of his closet at night and attacking him. The next video after that is the fourth Morse code video. Oh, also let me state that the Everyman Hybrid boys have said that they cannot see these videos on the channel. Only we can see these videos on the channel. So yet another weird thing going on. But in this Morse code video titled four dots, starts out with text that scrolls over the screen that says "Sing along, rabbits." It starts out with footage of Evan and someone in a pool, and someone's drowning someone. One of the Everyman Hybrid boys is drowning another Everyman Hybrid boy. Then it cuts to footage of Evan sitting in the corner of some kind of like what looks like the walls that you would see in a school, so like those painted over white bricks, but he's sitting in the corner and the light's flashing. Then cuts to footage of someone sounded scared holding the camera up, and it's pointed at, I think, Evan walking in the forest. It then cuts to random footage of driving, and then next to what looks like Alex in the bathroom bandaging up the cuts that he got from the creature in his closet. After that, it cuts to a bunch of random footage. One of the pieces of footage is from A Day in a Life. Another one is from the last video on the channel, Centralia. Jeff holding the necklace that he found. And then it cuts to footage of Damsel, the girl from Can You See the Words blog, Steph, standing in the corner of what looks like some kind of facility. And the light's also flickering over her, kind of like how the light was flickering over Evan. A little more random footage, and then it cuts to footage of Jeff laying in his bed, and the words, "His loss blinds him," goes over it. Goes over that footage, and it cuts to a scene of Jeff and Jesselyn standing together for a second before cutting back to the "His loss blinds him" footage. And the next video is titled Alex, and Alex contacts Evan, and Evan gets in contact with Jeff and Alex talks to Evan about the creature in his closet. He talks to both Evan and Jeff. And in the video, they go in there. They're fucking around a little bit in the room. They're having some fun. And Evan's checking around the closet. He doesn't find anything. And then he finds Vinny's phone in there, which is really weird. And then noises start coming from the closet. Some, screeching, animal screeching, angry kind of noises, right? So then they chain up Alex's room. Then Alex calls the phone, and it's Vinny. One of the best jokes happens. It is Vinny's phone, right? One of the best jokes happens at the end of this video, where Alex he calls Jeff. Jeff is showing that it is Vinny's phone that is ringing to both Evan and Alex. And then Alex just goes, "Huh, your phone's ringing." You can hear Jeff just start to chuckle a little bit before he turns the camera off. It's so funny. So yeah, there's something going on in Alex's room. Really weird. Really weird. The next video after that is A Day with Green Feathers. Green Feathers is a fan of theirs who had found some stuff for them. And it's just the hybrid boys and their friend Jesse hanging out with this dude Green Feathers, and everything's normal. Everything's chill. It's a very chill video. And then when they're driving back home, they get a call from their friend Ryan. And Ryan seems to be freaking out, and then the call ends, and Vinny says, sounds like Ryan got into a car crash. The video after that is they're at a memorial on the side of the road. Ryan died in a car crash, but in the car crash he said that there was something chasing his car. Something on all fours. Some kind of scary thing, right? Sound familiar? Like the cops checked no body, like whatever the creature was at the end of that video, right? Yeah. Yeah. Some shit's going on. On this roadside memorial, they explained that seemed like something had mutilated Ryan's body, and it didn't seem like that was like just the car crash, right? Pretty fucking freaky. But then they explained that Ryan had sent them an email that the same day that they were going to go and hang out with him, which was the day with Green Feathers, right? That night they were going to go and hang with their friend Ryan. The email that Ryan had sent had said that he got a weird email. He guessed it was just one of his friends, so he played along with it. And the email wanted him to send all this like weird info to him. And so he played along, kept playing along. And then eventually the email, an email came in stating that they wanted a pint of his blood. He laughed it off like it was nothing. And he never responded back to the refusal for the blood. All he said was no seeking outside help. And on the screen comes up 7trialsofhabit@gmail.com. There's that name again, Habit, right? Well, all of this is going on, footage is interspersed throughout the video of Evan acting weird at a table, talking to something that is not there. He has a knife in his hand, he's pointing at it, and he's talking about how this is his game, and he can do whatever the fuck he wants, and nothing will get in the way of that. And eventually Jeff walks up to the table and is like, "Yo, Evan, what's up?" And Evan's like, "Oh, hey, Jeff. Oh, hey, man. What's up?" And then it seems like Evan goes in for the attack before the footage cuts off. Yet again, something weird is going on with Evan. But yeah, I'm not sure if I stated this, but this video is called Ryan and the 7 Trials of Habit. Yeah. So yeah, after this little situation goes on, another Twitter account associated with the Everyman Hybrid Boys comes up, because for a while someone had been putting up phantom tweets on the Twitter, but then an account started its solo debut, as it's called. The account's called 7 Trials, or the 7 Trials of Habit. I can't remember what it's called. I think it was 7 Trials. And the name on the account was Habit. And he tweets about his solo debut, and then he puts out this thing called the 7 Trials of Habit, which is the thing that everyone can kind of sign up for. But you have to fill out this requirements and all this stuff, and once you do that, there will be tasks for you from Habit. This is another one of the bigger ARG aspects. I'm going to kind of brush over it. Sorry about that. But if you want to explore more into that, go check out the Nightmind channel. The 7 Trials is very, very interesting. It's very cool. They straight up, these Everyman Hybrid boys, they straight up got people to go out there and like embarrass themselves in public for these 7 Trials in certain parts. It's very cool. But yeah, go check out the Nightmind Explained series if you want more info on what the 7 Trials of Habit itself entailed. Yeah. I think that will be it for now. I will... This is part 2. This is Everyman Hybrid Rambling part 2. I will try to cover more in part 3. But yeah, for now, this will be it. Part 3 will come soon. I hope you enjoyed. Brofist. Meh.